welcome with the floor plates, they combine and they get you get an atrium in these pockets. And all these floor plates are separated to 4 cores. All these cores will have 4 elevators. This core will have 4 elevators and toilet facilities and AHUs. So all the 4 cores will have that. And each of the third floor. The same concept. The floor plates are getting more increasing in size than the second floor. And right now, since it has a lot of areas for gallery, you can have some small exhibit spaces, like for some small on the second floor plan. Additionally, what happens is more spaces like these floor plates project out to bring in breakout spaces. Additional facilities are given to to bring a difference from the second floor to the third floor. And probably all these lift lobbies are also kind of massive. According to the floor, according to the rentable areas given, the lobbies are also getting bigger, and quite the support facilities like repros and all that is also given in this respective floor. As in, this plate can be partitioned into 2 things, and you can have 2 seminar halls with like openable partitions, and atrium also ends up getting bigger, and also it has an atrium seating area wherein it overlooks all the other floors because it has a channeling effect. And club wherein all the members get together and they dine, they get together for some wine tastings and all that. So basically a World Trade Club will have comprise of these things. It will have a bar, it will have a satellite kitchen from which there is an elevator which goes to the main kitchen downstairs, which is there in the plaza, and there's a lot of restrooms. So basically
Go ahead. You can come back to this during question answers.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
These are the interiors for the bar, the executive lounge, and the restroom. And there's a phone.
That's it.
Yeah. These are kind of enlarged views, interior views.
Your logical mind, and I think your starting was very good. The nature of the context, which is in terms of shade and shadow, you understood well, and I think there was a very interesting beginning there. And I think the juxtaposition of the forms of the inverted form has given you a huge potential of the internal spaces when you're walking below the building, because of the way the upper floors extrude out beyond the lower plate. Now, all these are huge potentials. But then, and I'm sure because this presentation doesn't allow us time to look at the larger walking through the plans in each floor, I assume that you might have worked that out loud. I'll leave that one.
Start off with that, and somewhere midway, because that experiment which you did, you inverted that. I found it very superfluous to a certain extent, because I don't know what was the logic behind that. Why did you invert it? Just your wish or something? I don't know. I'm not.
Because the floor plates, as it goes up,
No,
more amount of rentable.
no. That's nothing to do with image. That's to do with function. Okay.
Yeah, even the shadow. Everything moved together was.
You've achieved, I agree with Surya, is very powerful because of that shadow thing, which is. But in terms of image, I was not very clear why, what you wanted to, in your project, wanted to achieve.
This you have designed only 1/4 and repeated 3 times. You have repeated. If, for example, in 1/4 of the portion you have designed it, if there would have been potential mistakes, 10 mistakes, the 10 mistakes are also getting repeated everywhere. See, that is a disadvantage when you mindlessly repeat something. You repeat symmetrically, you repeat coaxially, you don't repeat anything, but That's the disadvantage of the concept.
The next candidate is Mr. Venkat Raman, and the topic is International Resource Center in Oragadam.
Out of 10 shortlisted, 2 were absent. We finished 6 presentations. This is the 7th one, and the 8th one is here. Okay? So we will pick up the. Come here. Tell me your name. Okay. Tell me your name first.
Kens.
Can you read? That's right.
We focus the mosque of the community hub.
Wow, he actually did. Thank you. So that is Shahad, reawakening the mosque as a community hub. Where are you? That's okay. She had half an hour still. Huh? So we have the next. This was the last participant. She will come in a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, Venkat Raman will begin. But we still have 2 on the standby list in the order of merit. After this presentation, we will open up that list and take up the first in the order. Okay? Now the others can start praying. Where are we? You're ready? Yes. We begin. Your time starts now.
On the International Resource Center at Oragadam. To begin with, Chennai actually follows the finger growth development now, having a strong port. And this is basically along the NH4 that leads towards Bangalore, NH45 towards Trichy, OMR towards Pondicherry, and towards Ennore on the north. And there has been a lot of significant large-scale investments because of the advantage of the port here. Also, the infrastructure proposals by the government, like the country-specific zones, where about 2,000 to 3,000 acres of land are allocated for countries like Little Japan, Little Germany, where they set up their own internal townships, industries dedicated to their own, of their origin. And apart from that, you have a greenfields airport that's happening, that's going to be completely dedicated for flight. And you have, and this Oragadam has been and there's a lot of SEZs, that is special economic zones, that have been identified along this stretch. The outer ring road that again connects the Ennore, you have Sriperumbudur, Oragadam, and Sri Singaperumal Koil that comes on NH45. Apart from this, the second phase of MRTS also runs from the central Chennai towards these towards the Sriperumbudur and Oragadam. That's the second phase of MRTS. Also, based on the above large-scale investments that are coming up, there are a lot of gated communities that are mushrooming, constituting to about 10,000 houses in the next 10 years, which we have got from TIDCO's feasibility analysis. And so this at large actually shows Oragadam with respect to Tamil Nadu, with respect to India and the world. And Oragadam is a house apparently for about 220 industries that actually are housing a variety of industries, basically like automobile, you have biotech, you have ceramics, you have Motorola, Samsung, and various other big large-scale industries that have been that are here. And apart from this, the CII, the Confederation of Indian Industries, along with the state governments, the various state governments in India, have also identified PRIDE, Peninsular Regional Industrial Development Corridor, that actually begins from Sriperumbudur or Oragadam and leads up to Mumbai. So, which means Oragadam is the gateway of this PRIDE corridor, wherein a lot of SEZs are actually identified and a lot of industries are actually happening. A small map showing the industries that are around Oragadam, this junction being Oragadam, geometrically located in between NH4 and NH45. And yes, if you see today's scenario in Chennai, there are a lot of these because of these industries, manufacturing as a component is very strong in Chennai, but trade is lacking. Trade as a factor is lacking. The closest trade center being, to international standards being Odisha and Coimbatore, or Bangalore in Karnataka. So what I had done, inferred from the analysis which we had studied was that there are only small scale convention centers, again smaller hotels, and the Chennai Trade Center which is not up to mark, and people are not using that because it doesn't cater to that scale of expos. And hence people are again going away from Chennai. So I thought this being a gateway, and there should be an icon that actually marks the thing and actually it has to be a magnet for more of these investments to happen, thereby being a catalyst for development and to promote development. So what I have proposed is an international resource center wherein you have business, trade and stay all under one roof. So and we also from ITPO, I have just derived this chart showing the increase in demand for such facilities, whereas there are so many. And yeah, we've done a case study comparison of various things across the world, and here are a few things which I'm not going to go across. I will explain what I have inferred from these. And the site at large is here at Oragadam Junction, where the immediate neighborhood is housing Renault Nissan. You have Daimler Chrysler. You have Oragadam Lake, which actually provides water, where you can get a water source which serves as a water source. You have Oragadam Power Grid, and yeah, that at large. And of course, close to the thing is and as you should have taken a panoramic view to show how a clean slate land it is, and this is an SEZ land. So that's why I have chosen this particular land for the project itself. Done some site analysis showing as to what is the wind direction from southeast northwest, and done a sun shadow analysis, which I will tell you how I'm using in my design. So the process basically goes like this. This is Chennai, a very perceptual map, where all these facilities are scattered all over. My idea was to bring all of them under my site under one roof. So, incorporating bylaws and the OSR, and incorporating the programs with it. So now was a major problem as to where and how I should house the programs here. The trade factor, which actually includes expo halls at large, actually is very service intensive, because I'm also looking at exhibiting like business to business or business to consumer products. So that requires only horizontal servicing. It's only feasible if you have horizontal servicing, because it's all large scale equipment. But at the same time, we do have business and stay that can manage with vertical servicing. So what I have done is push the trade behind, because the back of our services is a dirty site, so I could hide it behind the thing. And business and stay actually have their services below, so they're vertically accessed. And incorporating these onto the site, and also such a facility, you cannot expect it to run 24 hours a day or 365 days a year. So what I have done is also incorporated some public functions or which actually incorporate this, because there are a lot of gated communities that are on the site. And for example, I have the OIT that happens in between, and we have public promenades that actually run through the site. We have a football that is open to the entire public outside. Okay, and to again start off the expo block from the case studies derived I've inferred that a 50 by 100 meter space is actually adequate, and incorporating the sun angle, I wanted it to face through north and south, and hence the orienting towards north and south. I wanted less of true east and west facing, so I've just pulled the vertices and hence formed such a large mass. But what I also realized is, to a human proportion